How do you feel about this list? Top 10 tag teams of all time.
These guys should never be allowed to cook with ingredients ever again. It is insane, damn near criminal, what they just did with that top 10 list. How can you not have the following tag teams in this list? The Road Warriors, one of the best dominant power tag teams of all time. Of all time. So much so, WWE had to make a knockoff version of Demolition, and when they finally got the Road Warriors to go to the WWF, guess what happened? They threw that team off to the wayside. Nobody ever talks about Demolition. You don't have the Steiner brothers. Scott, Rick, the Varsity Club. Those guys were tag team specialists. And seriously, going back to Road Warriors, how can you not put them in there? The Doomsday Device is one of the most badass moves of all time. Then you have the Steiner brothers. Steiner brothers were one of the most fluid wrestlers and tag teams of all time. Harlem Heat isn't on this list. And I'm a WCW fan through and through. 10-time tag team champions. Harlem Heat absolutely ruled the world in pro wrestling at a certain point. They should be up there. Hardy Boys, Edge and Christian, I'd agree with. The Rock and Roll Express and Midnight Express being in there, personally, I'd go more Midnight rather than Rock and Roll Express, because Rock and Roll Express never did anything for me. But the fact that you have the Usos number one, they could be number one down the road, but I'd say right here, right now, I'd say put them a little further down, like top 3, top 5. New Day should be way higher. The Briscoes, way higher. Absolutely one of the best tag teams of the last 20 years. Bar none. I think there's only a few other guys that could be in there. The Young Bucks is a name I didn't include in there. I think the Young Bucks could be a top 5 team as well. It's a very tough list, don't get me wrong. But I feel like the guys that were left out of this is absolutely disgusting. I cannot stand the fact that in 2023, we're not getting mentions of Road Warriors, the Harlem Heat, the Steiner Brothers. Even the Young Bucks weren't included in this. Gorillas of Destiny. There's probably a lot of other tag teams that I'm not mentioning here right now. I'm thinking New Age Outlaws could be somebody's top 10. Not mine personally, because they were a lot more song and dance type cats. DIY, over the last 10 years, I think they could be included. Now, they need to win some main roster titles and get that group back together. Please, WWE, I'm begging you, bring back DIY. That's all I want. That's all I want in WWE is to bring back DIY on the main roster.